Hello friends, welcome to Winds of Change. In this video, we will understand the most probable number test, that is MPN test. We will discuss principle, procedure and results of MPN test by expert IES. Before starting this video, I recommend you to subscribe to this channel and download the app of Winds of Change from the link given in the description box. So let's begin. What is MPN test? First of all, what is most probable number? The most probable number MPN is a statistical method. It is a statistical method used to estimate a viable number of the bacteria in a sample by inoculating broth, that is lactose broth, in 10-fold solution, that is in a 10 times of solution, 10 times of concentrated solution, and is based on the principle of the extinction dilution principle. This is commonly used in estimating the microbial population in soil, water and agricultural products. We find out the presence of bacteria or some other microbial population in soil, water as well as in agricultural product. And now here we are discussing about quality testing of water. That is, we use it for quality testing of water to ensure whether the water is safe or not in terms of bacteria present in it. Okay. If there is a presence of very few fecal coliform bacteria, that means it indicates that the water probably contains no disease causing organism. If very few coliform bacteria, that means there will be no disease causing organism. But if there is large number of the fecal coliform bacteria, then it would definitely indicate very high probability that the water could contain disease producing organism. Okay. It can contain disease producing organism and making the water unsafe for the consumption. The large number of fecal coliform bacteria indicates this. So this is the definition. Now we will move to the principle portion of this. On what principle this is based? The MPN test. The water to be tested is diluted serially and inoculated in lactose broth. It is inoculated in lactose broth, and coliform, if present in the water, utilize the lactose present in the medium to produce acid. This is the basic principle. That is, the coliform bacteria or the organism whichever is present in the sample water, they will interact with the lactose broth which will be present as a medium, and they will produce acid. So the change of color can be observed. The presence of acid is noted by the color change of the medium. Okay, and the number of the total coliform is determined by counting the number of the tubes giving the positive reactions and comparing the pattern of the positive results with the standard statistical table. We will discuss it, all the table and everything. So we can see here it will look like this. This will be the sample which will be tested in different test tubes in different proportion, and we will see whatever will be the positive results that will be observed. On the basis of that, we will check it from the standard statistical table and we will determine the most probable number. So before moving further, we should know a little about the medium, that is the lactose broth. What is lactose broth? This is the medium in which we do the testing. We put the sample of water in the lactose broth medium only. So lactose broth is used for detection of the coliform bacteria in water, foods and dairy products. Lactose broth is recommended for the presumptive test of coliform bacteria, which we will discuss further in this video only. In water, food and milk, lactose is a fermentable carbohydrate for the coliform. Okay, it is fermentable carbohydrate for the coliform, that is why coliform can utilize it to convert it into acid. Component of it are, this can be useful to you. Component of lactose broth are peptic digest of animal tissue, that is 5 gram per liter, beef extract, that is 3 gram per liter, and lactose 5 gram per liter. So you can see the constituents consist of animal tissues, beef extract and lactose. The final pH which will be obtained from the lactose broth is varying from 6.9 plus minus 2 at 25 degrees Celsius, and in the presence of coliform bacteria there will be formation of acid, so the pH will further go lower than this one. So let's start MPN test. It is performed in 3 steps: presumptive test, confirmatory test, completed test. We will discuss presumptive test here. Presumptive test is the screening test. This is the most important. This confirmatory test and completed test is performed only when the presumptive test is positive, and we will not discuss these two tests in a detail, but I will discuss it a little. And presumptive test I will explain it because it is the one which is the most important here. So let's begin. First of all, presumptive test. The presumptive test is a screening test. It is a screening test to the sample water for the presence of coliform organism. So this is the first test, that is the screening test, which can detect the presence of coliform organism. If the presumptive test is negative, first of all, if the result of this test becomes negative, no further testing is performed and the water source is considered microbiologically, it will be safe. But in other case, if however any tube in the series shows acid, that is the test becomes positive, the water is considered unsafe and the confirmed test is performed, that is the second test, on the tube displaying the positive reaction, only on the tube which will display the positive reactions. Okay, so the method of presumptive test varies for treated and untreated water. For these two water we will perform the different test and we will discuss it. But before that, we should know the medium, that is in which medium the water has to be placed. In this, we prepare a medium of lactose broth in single and double strength concentration. These are not constant, these are in different concentration, that is the lactose broth in single and double strength concentration. For untreated or polluted water and for treated water, we will have medium of different strength in different tube and we will discuss here. For untreated or polluted water, which will be the first case, we will dispense the double strength medium in 5 tubes, that is 10 ml in each tubes, and single strength medium in 10 tubes, that is 10 ml in each tube, and add an Durham tube in inverted position. So here in 5 tubes we will add double strength medium, that is 10 ml of double strength medium in 5 tubes, and in the 10 tubes, that is of 5 each, we will place 10 ml in each and every tube of single strength medium. Okay, so how it will be prepared, I can show you. It looks like this. First of all, this is double strength of 10 ml each, this is single strength of 10 ml each, that is of the 5 test tube, and this is also single strength of 10 ml each. We will use these three for the process of testing. And this is the Durham tube. You can see here, this one is the Durham tube. This tube is placed inverted into this medium. Okay, and what we will do to the medium, we will see later. And for treated water, we will dispense the double strength medium in 5 tubes, that is 10 ml in each tubes, and 50 ml single strength medium in one bottle, and add an Durham tube in inverted position. And now we will examine the tube to make sure that the inner valve is full of liquid with no air bubble. Okay, we will make sure it, and we will sterilize it by autoclaving at 15 lbs pressure and 121 degrees Celsius temperature for 15 minutes. This sterilization process we will perform to prepare the medium. So it will be the process of preparing the medium in which we will further do the testing, that is the water sample that will be placed in it only. So let's see it. Procedure for the test. For untreated water, since we are having 5 tube of double strength and 10 tube of the single strength for each water sample to be tested, that is we are having total of the 15 test tubes. Okay, and now we have to place our sample in it. Now using a sterile pipette, add 10 ml of water to 5 tubes containing 10 ml of double strength medium. So first of all, we were having 5 tubes of double strength in which we will add 10 ml of water, that is our raw sample in it, for which we have to do the testing. That is the 10 ml of sample of the water which will be adding in each tube, 10 ml in each tube. Okay, and similarly add 1 ml of water in 5 tubes containing 10 ml single strength medium and 0.1 ml water to remaining 5 tubes containing 10 ml of single strength medium. Okay, so how it will look like? It will be looking like this. That is, first of all, we are having double strength concentration of medium of lactose broth. These are single strength concentration of lactose broth, and this is also single strength concentration of lactose growth. So in this one, from the water sample that we were having, we added 10 ml of it in each one. That is, we inoculate 10 ml in each tube. Now in this single strength lactose growth, we will inoculate 1 ml in each tube. 1 ml, 1 ml, 1 ml, 1 ml and 1 ml. Like this, we will go for 0.1 ml in each tube for this third one of the 5 test tube, that is of single strength lactose growth. And now we incubate it at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, and we will find out that how many positive results are being obtained. Let's say in this case, the picture shows here that 5 tubes are being positive here, in which the color change is observed. Here two tubes are positive because color change is observed in 2 tubes. Here 0 result are positive because color change has not been observed in any of the test tube. So if we want to say that what will be the value of it, it will be 5 to 0. And with respect to 5 to 0, we will find out the value of MPN on the basis of the standard table. Okay, so we will incubate all the tubes at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. No tube appears positive, re-incubate up to 48 hours. If no tube appears positive, we will re-incubate it up to 48 hours. Okay, if still there is no tubes positive, then obviously we will be confirmed that the water sample is good for consumption, that is, it is biologically sound. And compare the number of the tubes giving positive reactions to standard chart and record the number of the bacteria present in it. So let's see the example of it. For example, a water sample tested shows a result of 3 to 1, that is 3 into 10 ml positive, 2 into 1 ml positive and 1 of 0.1 ml positive. Okay, like this, in this one 5 of 10 ml was positive, 2 of 1 ml was positive and 0 of 0.1 ml was positive. Similarly, if we observe 3 to 1 combination, then with respect to that we will look into the standard table, and in the standard table of it we will observe for 3 to 1, for these we are having MPN value of 17. What is 17 here? 17 means 17 coliform per 100 ml of the sample. Okay, this will be the result. And there is one more thing that we should observe here. This is 95% confidence limit. This MPN number is not the exact value, and if we have to get little confident, that is, we have to be confident 95%, then for this sample, that is for 3 to 1 result, we can obtain the MPN value should lie between 5 and 46. Okay, 5 to 46 will be the limit, that is 95% confidence limit for this one, 3 to 1 kind of result. So this most probable value of 17 has been observed here as MPN, while for being confident, that is 95% confident, we can say that the value of the MPN for this 3 to 1 sample will be observed between 5 to 46, that is 5 to 46 coliform per 100 ml of the sample. Okay, so now I think you have understood this presumptive test for untreated water, and this was the main part which was important. Now we will see little bit about MPN chart, MPN index. This is the total index you can see for each and every combination of this. Okay, now we will discuss it for treated water. Now in the treated water, we were having the medium. We have already seen in the preparation of medium, we are having 1 tube of single strength 50 ml and 5 tube of double strength, that is 10 ml for each water sample to be tested. And now using the sterile pipette, add 50 ml of water to the tubes containing 50 ml of single strength medium. For this one, for this single strength medium, we will add in it 50 ml of water, that is from the sample. And now similarly, add 10 ml of water to 5 tubes containing 10 ml double strength medium. This medium, we will add 10 ml to each one, 10 ml of water to each one. Okay, and we will incubate the tubes at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Similar procedure of untreated water is also being used here for treated water. If no tubes appear positive, re-incubate up to 48 hours. And now compare the number of the tube giving positive results to the standard chart and record the number of the bacteria present in it. Let's see the example. This is the standard chart for it. Now for example, a water sample tested shows a result of 1,4. What is 1,4? That is 1 means positive in the 50 ml of sample, and 4 means 4 test tubes are positive in 10 ml of sample. And this gives an MPN value of 16. How it will give 16? You can see here 1 4. Towards 1 4 combination, that is 1 and 4, we are having MPN value of 16. Okay, since here we are having two types of tubes only, so here the combination of two only will be observed. Either for the first one, either it should be positive, that is 1, or negative, that is 0. And for the other one, we are having the value lying from 0 to 5. And from this only we will observe the value of MPN, just like here, that is 16 coliform per 100 ml. Okay, this was the presumptive test for the presence of coliform bacteria in the water sample. And now after presumptive test, if there is some positive results obtained, then we will go for the confirmed test. Why we will perform the confirmed test? I am not discussing it in elaborated manner, but you should know about it. Some microorganisms other than the coliform also produce acid and gases from lactose fermentation. Okay, so we cannot be sure here that if there is positive result that is obtained, that is because of the coliform bacteria only. There are some other organisms only which can produce acid and gases from the lactose fermentation. In order to confirm the presence of this coliform, confirmatory test is done. And from this confirmatory test, it shows the presence of the thermotolerant E. coli and confirm the thermotolerant coliforms. Okay, that is, it is called confirmed test because it confirms the presence of thermotolerant coliforms. And after this, there is third test which is performed for completed test. That is because of some of the positive results from the confirmatory test may be false. That is, it is desirable to do a completed test. And for this completed test, we do this by inoculum for each positive tube. For the confirmatory test, it's treated on a plate of EMB or endo agar. On the endo agar, we will place it and we will perform the further testing. Coliform produce the colonies with greenish metallic sheen. If there is a presence of coliform, it will provide a greenish metallic sheen which differentiates it from non-coliform colonies. And the presence of the typical colonies on high temperature indicate the presence of thermotolerant E. coli. Okay, so at the high temperature, if there is presence of these type of colonies, that is the greenish colonies, it tells us the presence of the thermotolerant E. coli. So it will be a completed test. Okay, so these were the three tests these were the three steps in which a test of the coliform is performed for the presence of the microbiological component in water. And what are the advantages of MPN? Ease of interpretation either by observation or gas emission. Sample toxins are diluted, and effective method for analyzing high turbid samples such as sediment, sludge, mud, etc. that cannot be analyzed by membrane filtration. There is another technique for obtaining the coliform bacteria in the water sample, that is the membrane filtration technique. And highly turbid sample cannot be analyzed in membrane filtration technique. It can only be analyzed in MPN technique only. And disadvantage of MPN is it takes long time to get the result. Usually we can see here that minimum 48 hours has to be required. Results are not very accurate. We have the probable result, that is we are having 95% confidence limit, and it requires more hardware or glassware and media. As we know that Durham tubes and other glass tubes we need to have, and probability of the false positives also. Okay, so here we will finish with MPN test. I hope you understood the procedure of MPN test. Thank you for the patiently watching this video, and I recommend you to subscribe to this channel Winds of Change to stay updated, and download our app from the link given in the description box, from where you can download this presentation also.